Alright, welcome back. Viewers, guildmates, people who are interested in the RNG Screwed Me. I am a guild leader, uh, Ui Sasaki. I go by the handle of, or PSN ID of Mune. I'm here to discuss something kind of crucial. Alright? So, first off, everybody that's been in the guild, thank you so much for your hard work, your contributions to the guild. Uh, keep up the good work. As many of you, maybe not many, a few of you know, including the other main guild leader, Vanessa, who is iCloud FF7KSN, uh, and a few others already know. Uh, I am actually departing from the guild in about a week. Okay? And what does this all entail? Is what people have been asking me. Because Vanessa's been trying to convince me to do additional things. So, during the Wonders of Gond, I anticipate to participate in it a little bit. Possibly a day or so, depending on my interactivity with the game. Alright? The reason being is because I have some doohickeys, and I'm going to exchange them, try to get a treasure from it. There's a lot of things that you can get out of the pack, but what I'm looking for in particular is the Forge Hammer of Gond. Alright, but people might be asking, why do you want the Forge Hammer of Gond? Why is it so important to you? Well, Forge Hammer of Gond is a profession tool that is incredibly useful in the game, and I previously have owned a green one, and I had uh, lent it to Vanessa. So I should be getting another one back here soon. Um, but more than likely, what I'm going to end up doing with the Forge Hammer is selling it. I want to sell it for diamonds. And people might be saying, well, you're quitting the game. Why do you need diamonds? Well, I'm not quitting without provocation. I will be donating some items to our guild before we leave. As some people in the guild have already noticed, when you look in the guild bank, there are now 2 additional slots that I listed as don't touch and off limits. Okay, the reason why they're don't touch and off limits is because there are items in there that I don't want anybody touching at this moment. Okay, there'll be something new and exciting coming up within the next week that will deal with those boxes, and I'll go into further details when it gets closer to the time of the event. So that's one thing that I would really like to mention. Alright. Second thing, people are like, what are you going to do with all your stuff? You can't just, leave the game with all these great things. You know, with great things in your bank and on your character and, all your gold. What are you going to do with it all? Well, as Vanessa and a few others have mentioned, it's like, well, he might come back. They're trying to convince me that I should come back, you know, uh, and the like. Well, I had agreed to come back, basically, log in once a day, get my key, because I still have VIP for another 68 days. That means I have 68 more keys to open lockboxes with. But that's where it gets a little bit complex. Do I really want to keep doing the logging in the first place? And the answer is, well, maybe, but what would I do with the items that I would get out of it? My only explanation would be, well, I could just, sell them and have diamonds and donate to the guild, is the simplest answer. But truth be told, that would just be way easy. Okay? There'd be no problem with it whatsoever. And it would be very beneficial to the guild. For those that are not in our guild, we are part of an alliance, and we're currently working on our warehouse, which we just need treasures of tyrannies and surplus equipment. Because right now, we're Guild Hall 11. With awesome boons, in my opinion. Oops. We have 4,000 defense and 3,000 armor pen and a mount speed increase of 3%. And we also have 15% experience, 3,000 power, and a 5% incoming heal bonus. So that's what we have for boons. It's pretty awesome. And right now we're kind of lacking on members simply because, well, we had a lot of people not contributing to our guild. And so we ended up booting out a lot of them. We had people who hadn't donated in months that we finally got rid of. But even when I'm gone, the plan is that I will still be able to contribute, and that's why I log in for my keys, sell what I have, and probably just buy vouchers. Something simple, easy, and something I can do. And right now, I don't have a whole lot of diamonds. Is the whole problem. I have 171,000 diamonds. Now, I could sell stuff, but I'm not going to. Also, worst item ever. And bound. So, almost everything I have is bound, is the problem. I mean, these aren't, but these aren't really in high demand. So, this is basically my official resignation from the guild. I will be leaving. That means I will no longer participate in any more dungeon runs after the set date. Which, right now, I'm going to say the said date will be the 8th. So, when the Wonders of Gone starts, I will not be running any more dungeons. That will be officially the end date for that. And I will not be running any more influence. I will not run any other content, events, or the like. I will be doing the Wonders of Gone, which is I will be checking in the 2 doohickeys, opening what I get, and probably saying goodbye to many people who I have played with. My position in the guild will probably still remain the same, just like former guild leaders, with the intent that, I might come back, or I need to do some official stuff. In addition to that, when I am gone, if I log in and do my key, I will still be doing the counting of influence every week. So the counting of influence is a weekly task that I am told to do and responsible for, where I count how much influence each person has contributed to the guild. And I typically have, I'm going to say, a day or two in between my countings. But this causes some issues sometimes, and I invite somebody else to also do counting because I can't do it all, and I'm kind of a busy person. I do other things. I'm in the process of acquiring 2 jobs, if not more, to survive. I will be trying my best to acquire somebody to do that, or recruit somebody to do that. There are other challenges with leaving also, is this speculation of getting rid of some of the things I have, and I'm currently in the process of getting rid of another guild that is Guild Hall 2 with 3 repository slots open for the guild bank. It's not a very good guild, but it's definitely a time saver and a purchase saver for it. For those that are unaware of exactly what I'm talking about, there's an item called a promissory note. You just type in note or promissory or whatever, and if you go to buyout, it is up there for 1,000,000 diamonds. And I have not looked at it today. I don't know how much it is. It looks like it is up there. Nobody has bid on it. It has 4 days, 8 hours left. It's up there for 1,000,000 diamonds. And I'll tell you right now, anybody saying, oh, that's outrageous, why is it so much? The amount of influence put into that guild is about equivalent to 2.5 million diamonds, assuming that the influence vouchers are 25,000 apiece. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, so roughly around there, plus another million for the repositories. So you're looking at like 3.5 million right there, roughly. And I have the starting bid at 1,000,000. Okay, that's not including anything else that was contributed. I'm just counting it for like influence and that. Alright, so pretty nifty that I'm selling this guild. Again, all the diamonds that are going to go to it are probably going to end up going in for our guild. The DM screwed me. So I'm sacrificing one guild for another, more or less. Some people have asked me, oh, but what about the members? Well, the members were formed by basically 4 people. We had the account This Is Just a Test, which is Vanessa's alternate PSN ID. So he counted it as 2 people. We had one of our other friends, his name was Adidas. He participated. And back when Mod 10 was released, when he logged into the game, his character was basically deleted from his account. So he ended up quitting the game. And the last person is Mike McDread, who in our guild is Lance Tyre and a few other people. Let me take a look to see if I actually have him. Go online ID. There he is. He's got Deathblaze, Lance, Tyre, Rain, Balak. It was basically us 4 that found the guild. I was the original founder. I did some of the work. Vanessa in our guild contributed quite a bit. And it was founded before alliances came out, and we worked with it for, I don't know, roughly about a month or so before we got it up to Guild Hall 2. We kind of busted our butts on it in hopes that it would become part of an alliance and we would grow as a guild, but that just did not happen. So the guild was pretty offsetting. So, yeah, 1,000,000 diamonds can go a long way. As many people already know, I already donated about 2 million worth of diamonds as influence vouchers and donated to our guild. And some people had issues with it. They were like, why'd you do that? Why'd you spend so much? It was because I felt like we needed it. Which we did. There was a lot of understatement about that. They was like, you could have bought so much more. You could have upgraded your equipment. You could have done this or that. And I'm over here and it's like, well, it doesn't really matter. You know? It only matters to those who actually care. You know? I honestly don't care that much. I care more about my guild than my own well-being. I worked my butt off to get a legendary pack from the Glorious Resurgence off the auction house. I got to that goal, and I didn't really have much else to do. Some people have said, why don't you finish up current areas or the campaigns? I didn't finish the Storm King's Thunder. I didn't finish Tyranny of Dragons. I got very upset with the River District to the point where I just did not want to do that area at all. I mean, Storm King's Thunder, the reason why I got upset with that is because I felt like it was very repetitive, and Sea of Moving Ice really just did it in for me. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but the big thing was Master's Forborg was the end of my interest in the game, especially when taking 2 hours to form a party or more. Going in, having the party wipe after the first attempt and somebody just blaming it on anybody else and leaving, and the entire time wasted. I felt like I wasted 2+ hours each time that happened, trying to form a party, going in and failing. Okay, this is before Anointed Army got nerfed to the point where it could not protect you from a hit. Okay? And it was bad, because post nerf, I didn't even want to run it, because there was just no way I was going to survive, because I am a tank. The tank role is kind of obscure for that kind of challenge. I'm still pissed off about how Cryptic has been handling some of the things in this game. In particular, how they're handling stuff that comes from PC and gets fixed on PC, and then when it comes out for the PS4, they drop the fix in right away before we get the content, or right as we're getting the content, so that we don't get the benefits like PC players do. Okay? The big thing was Storm King's Thunder with MSVA. Okay? Everybody who was farming MSVA, they needed the superior marks. Or maybe the greater marks. I forget what they are. The legendary marks. And the reason why I have an issue is they dropped that on PC back in November, if I remember correctly, and we got it in January. Well, in January, they did the key fix, where they said that peeking was a big thing, being able to open up a chest and not accept it and keep your key is a big problem in the game. I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Except for everybody who did MSVA on PC was allowed to peek. So they didn't have to have the disappointment. What they could do is they could pretty much get 5 keys up, grind, out MSVA, peek. If it's not a legendary mark, don't take the chest, you don't lose the key. And so what would happen is they would only have to technically complete and take the chest 10 times for the legendary marks. Alright? That means they only had to grind out heroic encounters once. They only had to grind out fishing twice. Alright? They only had to do dailies to stack them up twice. Okay? Sounds kind of ridiculous, but compared to what people have to do on PS4 and Xbox, where they have to grind out the keys. Mind you, it is, I believe it's 4 or 5 heroic encounters per key. So you're looking at what, like 20 keys at minimum to 25 key heroics. So to get it all the way up to 5, the maximum amount of keys. And if you went in and you only got 1 mark, you'd have to do it again. And repeat and repeat and repeat. And then they introduced the dragon keys, which causes N. Which I can tell you right now, that was totally a money grab. Simple and foremost, money grab all the way. They said they'll put better stuff in chest. I'll tell you right now, I haven't really got anything good out of chests that aren't bound. I mean, I am so sick of opening chest and everything being bound. Like, the best drop I've ever gotten from a chest, Heart of the Red Dragon, bound to my account. Okay? I've opened up countless other chests, bound to account. Not even really all that good stuff. I think I've gotten maybe 1 or 2 drops that are like a green companion that sell for like 5 to 10,000 diamonds. And it has just been a great disappointment. I've been furious about this. Some people were like, oh yeah, I got this really awesome thing. Well, that's great. I didn't. Not even close. And yes, I'm in the guild called RNG. Screwed me. But that should make no difference. I mean, the reason why we even renamed this guild from its original name was because we did some dungeon running one night, and all we got was salvage. Salvage and, like, you know, seals of elements and protector. That was all we got. And I was greatly disappointed because that's all it's ever been. I can't count how many times I've ran Valindra's Tower, and it's been, here's an Alliance piece of gear, and here's some seals. Out of both chests. Okay. Somebody just started dragonflight in my guild. I don't know why. So. Yeah, but the big factor that I have an issue with, especially when playing this game, is I haven't been lucky at all. I've worked my butt off. I don't feel like I've made very much progress whatsoever. And I'm talking like I put hours into this game. Days, easily. I'm not gonna go and start this dragon without a party, but One quick note about this, with me quitting though, is I won't be doing Dragonflight anymore. Which will be sad. You know, I already got my Platinum Trophy in case anybody was wondering. I got that like about a week or so ago. I kind of grinded out the killing 1,000 dragons. It was okay. It wasn't that interesting of a trophy. Before I grinded it, I was like 210 or so dragons away. If anybody's wondering where you grind that, you go to the caverns of Cataracts or Cataracts. Carindux? Yeah, I forget what it's called. I hardly ever go there. That's why I can never pronounce it. Usually I would just grind out dragons in like Neverdeath and kill Cathraxis every 20 minutes, but that's kind of a slow process. Oh gee. And anybody wondering about like how I'm surviving these hits and so forth, just remember what my build was on my previous video. So it's a crazy build. But yeah, that also means though, if me going is our guild still needs more people, okay? Because more active people in particular, because I kicked a lot of people out, okay? I'm basically the guild devil. I kick people. It's aggravating to see so many people kicked, especially for non-contribution, but people come, people go, just like me, you know, I'm going. I put a lot of my heart and soul into this guild. You know, it's not a very happy thing to experience, building something up and then leaving it. It's kind of like working on any project. You know, you work really hard, or any assignment in school, or even raising a child, okay? You have to eventually give it up, and you get some recognition for it, maybe. It's a lot like having a child, because you raise it, you nurture it, and then eventually you have to let go. Alright? And right now, this guild is kind of, you know, was kind of like my baby in a way. Like, I was introduced into it. I wasn't a guild founder by any means. One of the guild founders told me to join this game, so it took a little bit of convincing. Ugh. And I mean, it took like a day of trying to convince me to get this game and play and join this guild. I thought I had more of those. Well, whatever. I'll just keep that in my inventory. I don't really care. Alright, so, but one of the big problems is I was introduced with to the guild, and I worked with it, pretty much did my contributions and the like. That was back in August of 2016. And in, I believe it was September, I formed the guild 1UP. I took care of that, as well as this guild kept running influence in both guilds, contributing, building them up. And then alliances came out. I was not invited to the alliance that I wanted to. Heard some complications, wasn't sure what the heck was going on. Just kind of went with it, just did events, worked with the founder for a while. Like, he didn't know what was going on either. And then come in, I think it was January, we found out that the one the guild founder, or one of the guild founders, and original guild leader had quit the game because we were mixing in with alliances and so forth for the guild, this guild in particular, uh, and he didn't really, let anybody know. Apparently there was some complication with the alliance. They asked for him to step down or something like that, is what I heard. I don't know the specifics, so it's all by hearsay. And then what ended up happening was another top contributor, somebody who really was gung-ho, had taken over the guild and was running it, but apparently they also left the game. They had quit or whatever. So I was like, okay, no, not that big of a deal. In which case, the person who had introduced me to the game, the other guild founder, was given leadership, and they gave me co-leadership because we knew each other pretty well, and he knew I could be trusted. And that was back in like January to February, where we kind of got control of the guild. So we've been at it for, what is this, June? So it's been 4 months to 5 months. And we've been just kind of building it up. When we took over, we were Guild Hall 9, I think. And now we are Guild Hall 11. We've been working our butts off. And some people in the guild probably think, oh, you guys don't work so hard. You guys just want everybody else to do the work. Well, that's not true. Okay? This last week, I donated 44,000 influence, which is 110 times what some people were donating. It's 55 times what the minimum requirement is for the guild. Okay? 55 times. So basically, as our guild leader Vanessa had said, I paid for an entire year worth of influence in that one day. And that might be very well true, but it doesn't mean that I had to. I was in no means required to do so. I just did it, because I wanted to try to get the guild up as quickly as possible. I was shooting to try to upgrade it to guild rank 12 before we ran into the slight problem with having to build additional structures. Like, build them, upgrade them, which we upgraded the stable and the barracks first, and now we're working on the warehouse. By no means does anybody else in the guild have to actually do what I did. I don't expect that out of them. That's not their responsibility. It's way over there. It is my choice to do it, because this guild has done a lot for me, and I've done a lot for it. It will become a successful guild. I want to make sure that it's a good guild, even though I'm leaving, because everybody wants the thing that they work on to be successful, and I believe that this is the guild for people who are going to take it a little bit easier, be new to guilds. We do ask for a minimum level 70 and an item level of 2200. Okay, the reason being is we want them to be able to play challenging content if they want, and be able to successfully do their influence runs with minimal support. But if you still have issues with you know, doing influence, just ask somebody. Somebody's generally on. I know Cloud's on all the time, you know, Vanessa, the guild leader. I mean, I'm on significantly less these days. You see me running influence because, well, it was going on while I started, you know, doing this recording. Nothing particularly special about it. But the guild in general is a good place, and you grow with it. And if you really want to help contribute to the guild, you know, there are lots of ways to do so. Just ask Vanessa. If you are part of a guild in the Alliance, but not part of our guild, please understand that we only require 800 influence a week. I know that's a lot less than some of the other guilds. We try our best to make sure that everybody has the chance to be part of a guild, and we might just be a stepping stone for someone who wants to go to a more challenging guild, but at that same point, I feel like we do such a great job with this game. It looks like I got an invite from somebody in my party. The big thing is I'm kind of feeling a little bit heartbroken for leaving, because it's something I've been part of for so long, okay? I'm going to be at things here and there. I know probably like Tuesday of this upcoming week I'm not going to be playing a whole lot. I have a lot of traveling to do for work. I have an interview 350 miles away, you know, because I need a job, you know. Some of you may not know, but I am a certified teacher in 2 states, and I need a job. I've been out of college for like a year, and I have quite a bit of student debt. So me playing this game has kind of helped me cope with some of those harsher realities of not being employed by that. You know, I've had my ups and downs. I play hard usually, but that was also the reason why I wasn't on during the day for a lot of those days. The school year has ended because I was subbing for 2 different school districts. But since the school year has ended, I'm not making as much money. In fact, I am currently unemployed, so I've been looking for work for a while. You know, wow, these guys are not very nice. So, it has been a roller coaster of a guild, you know, just so everybody's aware. I still have some leftover bait from the Winter Festival, which is really funny. And I don't know if there is actually a summer festival that would use it, so just a heads up, I do have that laying around. But there are many other opportunities to, I don't know, see people off, I guess. He wants to talk to me. I wonder what he wants. So, again, this is my resignation notice. I'll be doing a promotional video for the guild I will be selling, and I will also be explaining a little bit why I'm doing it again in there, and my resignation. And eventually, soon, hopefully, I'll have more details on what I'm going to be doing with the items in the guild bank repositories. Ooh, sorry about that. Which hopefully will be exciting for a lot of people. I don't know if you saw what was in there. I mean, anybody who's kind of curious, you can look, but you can't touch. I have the requirements set for a bit higher on the uh, scale. You know, you have to be rank 7 to even look at it, so you have to be a guild leader. So the only person who has access to it currently is myself and Vanessa. So I'll be possibly filling it in with some other things that I will acquire in the next couple of days, and then I'll give details of exactly what I'm doing with it. Um, it's an interesting take on it. I hope that it ends up being a very successful way of using those items. And I know some people might be saying, well, I want that. You know. Ooh, gee. Hopefully I'm not coming down with something. Yeah. Yeah, I have an item in there particularly. Somebody says, sell me it for 5 gold. I was like, no. Why would I do that? I don't just simply give away items. Uh, especially ones I work my butt off for. Or might have gotten lucky to get. So, anyway, I'm going to clear up this encounter. It should only take me a moment because we have a pretty strong team. As you can kind of see, I'm not really taking a whole lot of damage. I'm also not bouncing around. Somebody died. I'll revive this person. We successfully beat it. Yay! Alright. Yeah, I need one more encounter. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was very beneficial. I'm going to join this chat with this guy.